Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here, of course, at Ethereum once more, seeing what's going on, best practice, big picture, the whole 9 yards. And if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I really truly do just love helping people to trade or teach them how to trade, of course. And in that sense, I have a trading academy, community, and signal group if you'd like to check that out. Link in the description below, and we'll go ahead and kind of take a look and hopefully help you out. We have a lot of graduates recently that are doing very well in the market, and I'm super happy to be able to report that. So taking a look here at Ethereum, first things first is the obvious, right? We lost our ascending trend. How much lower will it continue? Is it ideal to take a long position? Well, we want to kind of answer that question and much more. And the thing you also need to understand too is there's going to be a Ethereum Mainnet 2.0, I believe it's called, September 19th. So leading up to that point, we should experience an overall increase in price based on, it being the actual, rumor, if you will, because you're supposed to buy the rumor and sell the news. So when the news comes out, there could be a potential reversal in price or a correction that happens. So again, that's a long ways away. That's about 3.5 weeks away, but still on the horizon nonetheless. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So that could factor into a potential long position here for Ethereum. Bitcoin is looking like it wants to break its tentative resistance at 21,700, and that could put us in a position where Ethereum actually can, potentially break out higher. Guarantees on that? No, definitely not. We don't have confirmation fully on either chart, so I just recommend kind of waiting on the sidelines in general. First of all, thing to note, we're underneath 50 on the RSI until we break above. We do not have confirmation. Furthermore, we've also got a MACD divergence still in play. Even though we're losing a little bit of its momentum, it's still essentially moving this in the downward direction. So we kind of got to expect the price action to continue lower and to potentially break down essentially at this point. Okay, again, that's best to anticipate that. Is that a guarantee? Is that going to happen? Perhaps. We'll see. Taking a look, of course, at the moving averages. This is something that's really awesome, though, and very beneficial in the overall sense of things. Unlike Bitcoin being stuck under the 50-day moving average, Ethereum has managed to stay above. This is a good sign because ultimately that moving average is a very big benefit, and what that usually does is that tells us that we do have an ascending type of trend. Okay, it runs concurrent with trend lines. 50-day SMA is very consistent in that way. And now that we're on the right side of the tracks or still above the same side, I think we have much better or more likelihood of the price action increasing than decreasing from here. Again, a lot of this matters. None of this matters, right? If Bitcoin dumps tomorrow, right? So again, that's the thing we need to recognize is that Bitcoin does technically control Ethereum, but Ethereum is overall generally stronger than Bitcoin right now. Okay. So I do think that there's some factors there that we want to consider and to recognize and just make sure that we know kind of what we're getting into. I don't think we're going to see a 10% increase from Ethereum today, but I do think the overall sense of the way things are going right now, we got more positive than negative, right? But again, there is conflicting information nonetheless. We're stuck under 50 on the RSI, and I do not like to see that because commonly when you are stuck under 50 on the RSI, it usually doesn't allow for you to break above, right? And if we take a look at this here, RSI was under 50 for the whole time. It broke above right here at this point, and it stayed above for quite some time. Okay, now that we're down below, we can expect that to be a resistance level. All right, so right in the range of about, about 1,700, we could experience some pretty decent resistance. Leading into that, though, let's go ahead and see what the 4-hour tells us. We're below the 200-day set moving average, which is averaging itself out right at 1,700. So again, that will be a point of contention. If you take a long position, consider a profit target at 1,690, something just below that. That's essentially how I like to structure my trades. I think it's beneficial to pick levels just below resistances and or Fibonacci retracement lines. Okay, so kind of everything's kind of forming right there at that 1,700 level with the resistances. So we can acknowledge that is the case. We've also got a support, of course, previously with the 50-day set moving average on the daily just below the current price action. So again, we're kind of working ourselves into a wedge, and there's a potential for a break up or down from there. So taking a look at the RSI, RSI looks okay. I don't love that it kind of keeps dipping and jumping above and below right here about 50, but it is what it is nonetheless. That's kind of what it's looking like. Overall, not a lot to really extract here on the 4-hour because minus the resistance on the moving averages, we don't have any extreme behaviors here. We did hit a 7 here recently, of course, so there was basically a full 24-hour period of the price action increasing for Ethereum, and it sold off for a little bit and kind of got a reset. So again, it consolidated at support here right about 1630. So we're going to be probably stuck between 1630 and 1700 perhaps for the next couple of days, maybe even until Friday, when Bitcoin either shoots up or down, depending on the news, right? Different things could happen, but generally speaking, that's kind of where we're at here for Ethereum. So let's take a look at the hourly and see if there's any kind of confirmation we can possibly find. I'm looking for confirmation on the cloud. This is much more definitive than Bitcoin is. Okay, in other words, Bitcoin is jumping up and down within the cloud and just barely staying above or below it, whereas Ethereum is obviously definitively staying above. And this is a positive sign. I like to see this. This is a good thing, and ultimately I think that it's absolutely beneficial in the sense that we have mostly good signs here. And what I say about that is that when it comes to the lagging span, that is tentatively free and clear of the price action right now. We've got the price above both leads, which is extremely important, and then conversion line just crossed over the baseline. So it means we have momentum. Okay, so again, a lot of good stuff here. I think Ethereum has definite potential. Just bear in mind 1700 could be a strong resistance level, whereas 1630 is a decent support. So all in all, pretty decent stuff here. I would say slightly more positive than negative for Ethereum, and it's just one of those things we need to kind of, wait for confirmation, but on the same accord, it's looking better than it should, right? Again, a lot of this is contingent on Bitcoin and seeing what that does. If Bitcoin dumps, you got to recognize Ethereum will definitely retest that support and possibly even lower. Okay, but for now, we are looking pretty decent. All right, so that's pretty much all I got here for you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link in the description below. Look forward to working with you. Have yourself a great rest of your day. We'll see you.